my beautiful nerds. It is Megan from Vigilante Vibes, where I talk all things Marvel, MCU, Marvel Comics, Marvel Studios, all that great stuff. But today I'm not talking about Marvel. I'm going to talk about DC, which a lot of you know that I am getting really into DC as well, specifically Supergirl. Unless you live under a rock. No offense. But we saw the Supergirl trailer drop yesterday, and it has been nonstop talk about Supergirl, as it should be. But where did the inspiration come from? Where are they pulling from? Because judging by the trailer, we know. They're pulling from Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow by Tom King, Bilquis Evely, and Matthias Lopez. I want to talk about this because a lot of people seem to be judging the movie before they even see it, and they're like, why is she a drunk? Why is she this? This isn't Supergirl. She's nothing like Clark Kent. She's nothing like Superman. Yeah, we like that, but let me calm down, and I will talk to you guys about this comic, because if you're going to go see Supergirl, you need to read the comic. You don't need to, but I really, really recommend it. First of all, it's an amazing comic. It's fantastic. It's a big one. Like, I don't know if you see that. It's a big one. But I reread it 2 days ago for like the third or fourth time, maybe. I don't know. And it just hits hard every time. It's a fantastic, fantastic comic. All by Tom King, which I feel like he doesn't get the credit he deserves for it. So it goes through Supergirl, who is turning 21. She flies to another planet to get drunk, like we saw in the Supergirl trailer, because she can't get drunk on Earth thanks to her Kryptonian physiology and the yellow sun. While she's off-world and not playing hero, no plans on being a hero, she meets a young alien girl named... This is where my ignorance comes in, because it's Ruth with a Y-E at the end, so I don't know if it's like Kanye, like Ruth-ye, or Ruthie, so I'm going to say Ruth. So Supergirl calls her Ruth in the comics, so I think it's fair. She meets a young girl, alien girl named Ruth, whose father had been killed by a man named Krem of the Yellow Hills. We also saw him and her in the trailer. Krem was like the big orange-faced guy. If you're watching on YouTube, I'll put a picture here so you realize who he is. Ruth, the girl with the sword, who was chilling right next to Supergirl, hard to miss. Ruth wants revenge and tries to hire anyone strong enough to do it. She stumbles into Supergirl, who's hungover, annoyed, and not looking to play bodyguard. But when Krem and his cronies attack, Kara steps in and things get very personal. From there, Supergirl agrees to help Ruth hunt down Krem across the universe, which is interesting because Krem actually goes for and attacks Krypto as well. He attacks her, but he attacks Krypto. So the whole time, you're under the impression that Supergirl has to find Krem because he attacked Krypto with poisonous arrows, and they need to know what poison to save Krypto. There's man, I don't want to spoil it. I really don't. I won't spoil it. But so yeah, Krypto's involved. How can you not love Krypto, honestly? But there's so much that goes into this comic. You go through Kara's trauma, like Krypton's destruction, watching her people die, having to say goodbye to her father and her mother, and losing everything. You go through Ruth's grief. It's told through the narration of Ruth, so you get a really good idea of what she's going through. You can see what revenge does to a person, and why Supergirl is heroic in a different way than Superman. I feel like that's very, very important for people to understand. Supergirl is not like Superman. She is her own person. She is not a perfect symbol like Clark. She's angry, she's tired, she's hurting, but she chooses to do good anyways. Besides that, there's so much that goes into it that's like bizarre alien taverns, poisoned landscapes, gladiator arenas, wild fantasy-style worlds, even a planet where they get attacked by a dinosaur dragon thing when Supergirl is depowered. Like, so much. But there's also so much depth. There's so much trauma. There's a lot of sadness. I don't, I'm not trying to make you guys feel like it's a bummer of a comic. It's not. It is just very depthful. It has true grit plus comic fantasy plus emotional character study and some of the most gorgeous artwork in modern DC. You have to check it out. It is so good, and it gives us a very good idea of what James Gunn and Craig Gillespie envisioned for Kara, aka Supergirl. I did see a lot of people that said the Supergirl trailer reminded them too much of Guardians of the Galaxy. Some people meant that as a compliment, some people meant that in a derogatory way. And it's like, if it reminds you of Guardians of the Galaxy, great. Those are great movies, with the exception of Volume 2. But those are great movies. I don't understand why that's a bad thing. But if you're saying it looks like Guardians of the Galaxy and you didn't like Guardians of the Galaxy, because I saw a lot of people say James Gunn just gave us another Guardians of the Galaxy bullshit. James Gunn didn't direct this movie. Craig Gillespie did. So, there's that. A lot of you sound really silly right now, but whatever. I say just give the movie a damn chance. Like, so many people wrote off Superman, and then when they went to watch it, when it came out on HBO or HBO Max, they were like, man, I wish I saw this in theaters. Like, well, take that advice this time. See the movie in theaters. If you don't want to, that's fine too. If you're not interested in Supergirl, that's fine too. I don't know why you'd be watching this video, but I appreciate you. But I think it's like, it's okay to have characters that are not like Superman, that are not following the Superman way. I'm really excited for Supergirl. I loved the comic. I love Supergirl. One of my favorite DC characters of all time, really. And it's like, I know a lot of people think that James Gunn is just trying to modernize Supergirl and make her different from Clark, make her a drunk, make her have the mouth of a sailor. But it's like, it's comic accurate. And it works so well. I understand, like, saying it's comic accurate does not mean it's good. But I will say it's good. It does work very, very well. So here is what the comic looks like. Again, you need to check it out. I really, really recommend it. It's very fun. And if you're more of a Marvel comic fan like myself, I will say it does give you a Marvel vibe because of the beautiful artwork, because of the beautiful story, and it's easy to understand. A lot of comics, when you jump into a new franchise, there's different worlds, there's different characters, different languages you don't understand, but I will say this one was very, very easy if you're new to DC. So, the book explains why she drinks. She's going through her own trauma. I think that was touched on in the Supergirl trailer. Lobo being in the movie, he's not in the comic. I have heard that he was originally going to be in the comic, but I didn't see anywhere that was verified. So I have a theory that Lobo will be in charge of the brigands that are the ones that kind of take Krem under their wing. That's what I think's going to happen. I really don't know where else he's going to go, but I also don't know if they're following the comic, faithfully. But from what we've seen, they're pulling a lot from the comic. And it looks like that he is in a bar, which I guess makes sense because they're traveling all over the galaxy looking for Krem, who's the killer of Ruth's father. So the whole thing is kind of like Supergirl doing her thing, Ruth following her everywhere because she's the only one that is able to identify Krem because Supergirl says she needs to find him, and she didn't get a good look at him. So it's a beautiful story. It's a lot of trauma. It's a lot of love. There's a lot of heart. And we also get a really good story and retelling of what happened on Krypton before it died, before Kara lost her entire world. Because it didn't happen in one day. It didn't happen in one setting. It was almost a slow burn. She knew it was coming. Everyone knew it was coming. And it was so sad because she had to tell her father goodbye. And he was just like, goodbye, daughter. And she's like, okay, father. It was so sad. But it does give you a lot more respect for Kara Kara, I think. I keep saying Kara in my head because I read Kara, but then I hear her say it's Kara. I don't know. You get a whole new respect for Supergirl and who she is. No offense to the CW version, but this is the Kara I love. One that's not like Superman, one that is her own person and that is dealing with grief in all these different ways. So I don't know what else I can really say about this comic except check it out. And then make sure you like and subscribe so you don't miss anything else I put out, because I put out a bunch of random stuff. And it's always about superheroes. Or it's not. I don't know. Sometimes I do reaction videos to things that aren't superhero related. But it's mostly superheroes. Mostly Marvel. Today it's DC. So, with that being said, have a marvelous day.